Ooh, hello there, my fellow miners and crafters. GoodTimesWithScar here, and welcome back to the wonderful world of HermitCrafting. And we're about to hit the Skyscraper, but a little dodge and a little weave, and we are cruising once again through the city. And I cannot wait to work on what we're going to accomplish today, and that is putting a top onto the Skyscraper and finishing it out. That is right, we're going to finish the exterior of this gigantic skyscraper today, and if that's not exciting, I do not know what is. And if you're excited as I am for that, definitely hit that like button, and let's kind of look around at some of the stuff we did in our last episode. So we worked on the landscaping on the back half here, so that was good. Like, we got a huge chunk of work done. So we've got our trees built up here. We have the reflection pools. Still no fountain yet. I promise you I'm working on that. And then on this side, we still need a little bit more work because this, of course, we're going to work on Twitch. So make sure you guys are following me on Twitch and on Twitter to be notified. And that's going to be super sweet. And then over here, oh, whoa, I've fallen off the bush. All right, it's over. This bush is very difficult to stand on. Let's see, here we go. So this section right here, I need something to break up all of the gray. So as you can see, we had the kind of the gray of the skyscraper. We have the gray of the walls for the tunnel. So we need to break it up with some plant life. So we definitely need to come up with some ideas in that regard. Two of the things that I want to talk to you guys about in terms of the design of the skyscraper is the potential removal of these additional windows and having one large window per section. And so that, what I mean by that is remove this piece and just have the window go from this over piece to this under piece down here. Does that make sense? I'm trying to decide if I want to do that. And of course, that would be the very same thing we do over on the other side. We spoke a little bit about this in a prior video. So let's take a little land here together. There we go. So as you can see, we would remove these things right here. So this section would be completely gone, and it would be from here all the way to the top. So we're going to do a little test with that today. Take one of them off, kind of get a visual on which version we like better, if that makes sense. And then the other thing we're going to do is I have a really strange idea about removing blocks along this section and exposing a little bit of that electric blue in the center there, which I think could be really, really cool. And if we have time, oh, geez, no, oh, ow, what in the world? Just smashed my head into the wall there. Not the best flyer apparently today. It's a little early in the morning. It's Scar's not an early bird. All right, here we go. So we're inside, and I think we're gonna go with kind of the science kind of energy theme in this particular room. So the portal is going to be some kind of maybe even think of it as a superhero kind of experimental area gone completely wrong, and the portal is taking over the interior of the build, and we'll make like maybe a containment area. I think that'd be really kind of fun. So just kind of spruce this up. I know we're not going to get to all that today, but just getting the start of this. And then the other thing I had a mention of is we need to go to the Mumbo's and offer him a book of assistance for any landscaping needs that he has, of course, for his amazing piston door here, which, by the way, I actually went back and retimed the course. 18.5 seconds. I need to change my book over there. But yeah, this came out really cool, and I definitely want to offer him like a real thing in exchange, and that would be a landscape. Think of the landscapes we did in season 4 for others. We did Red Dog's trees and cliffs. We did Wells's caves. Yeah, Wells's caves. Impulse's modern landscape in front of his house and along the sides, and of course Azuma's tree order. And I do believe Python ordered a tree, just a single tree in his base, if I do remember so. I think that's the case. Yeah, I think it was. If there's any other landscaping that I'm forgetting from season 4, like, let me know if there was any other orders. But let's head over to the concave and back at Hermit Hollow to take a look at the concave, because I kind of love this place. This was a lot of fun, just hanging out with Cobb, coming up with such silly and fun ideas that we came up with inside here. I mean, we spent most of our time working on the signs and the kind of the fun little quotes and reading through the comments of the video. I am so happy you guys enjoyed it. You have no idea like how much we appreciate those kind of nice comments of appreciation for stuff. Like, it means an absolute ton to us. And there were some great comments, and I do appreciate that. You know, the merch here is organic and farm raised, and big summer blowout, family, woohoo. But yeah, convex land boats. Look at this. Look at this. You can't afford this. Oh man, I love it. This thing is super great. And by the way, these are teeth. Just to let you know, those are teeth. Vex eat people. And, you know, it's a thing. So, yeah, I love that. Now, the other thing I need to do here is place another order in the colorful shop because I'd like Cub to take his color of splash system here. See this? Look at this color of splash system. Bam! Right there. I want him to do that for one of our sidewalks in Scarlandia. So, the under the Scarscraper, I want there to be a button. So, when you come up to, say, the side of the crosswalk and you push the button, right? So you push the button and then you have this entire thing like unfolded under you. I think that would be so cool. So let's see how he orders these things. So splash of color service orders, read me. Oh, okay, I will read you. Here we go. Welcome to Cub Splash of Color Service. Cracking out the colors since 2017. This service is a building service that focuses on the use of color to basically enhance your builds. Upon request, I will visit your build and add some tasteful, subtle, or vibrant colors to which should enhance the build. Minecraft 1.12 is the world of color update, so there has never been a better time to add a color to your builds. Use the book in the chest to request an order. Be sure to include what build you would like colorified, and if you would like to collab, lead the project to me. Stay vibrant, Cub fan 1, 2, 3. All right, there we go. All right, so let me write out a book here, and I'll be right back. And there we are. The book is set up and ready to roll. Mr. Cub, I'd like a splash of color added to Scar City. The crosswalks under the central skyscraper are drab and gloomy. I'd like a color walkway like the one in the shop that functions like a crosswalk. Thank you, Scar. So let's just throw that in here. And of course, I'll shoot him a message also. And yeah, I'd like something very similar to what is in here and just functions like a crosswalk. You push the button, it activates. Of course, he doesn't have to do all 4 of them, but just one of them I think would be really cool. And it adds just a little bit of life to the city that I've been really trying to do with like the different piston doors and things along those lines. So my friends, let's head back to Scar City. The first thing we're going to do today, before we get to the very top, is the test build that I talked about on the sides of the building. Now, on this back end here, we're going to work on this portion as a test bed. So we're not going to touch the front because that's more finished on that side. This side back here is still a work in progress, so I think it'll fit our needs very well. So I had dirt in my inventory and it is gone. I had that all set in my inventory, ready to roll, and now it's gone. So let's fly down here real quickly, grab ourselves some dirt, and then we'll be off here. There's my dirt, loaded up and ready to roll. So like I said, what we're going to do is we're going to chip away at the side of the building. And that seems at first glance to be something that is not very modern in design, but I think it's something unique and different in terms of the building. So let me show you what I mean by this. So we're going to go into the building. I think I'm going to start like right here, and I'm just going to kind of chop in and chop out a little bit of the sides of the building. I know this seems a little crazy at first, and I get you. I totally get you. Also, don't want to lose any of this because that is incredibly valuable. So let's work our way back up to the top here. So this design, if we carry that in random patterns all the way up, it would really break up all the straight lines and just add a little extra detail to this. See, look at this, just a little splash of color into that. I think could look really cool in amongst all of the gray. Collect it all back. So I think that could be pretty cool. And like I said, this is the back end here we're going to do some tests on. So if you don't like this, so I'm going to give you guys the option. So in the comments, and I'll make sure I try to remember a poll, I want you to guys give me your opinion. So original design is the one that was here before. So that would be choice A. So in the comments, choice A, if that's what you want. And choice B is with the punch of electric blue into the design like this. So let me know what you guys think in terms of design. I'm going to bring this all the way up to the top so you can have a slightly better idea of what it's fully going to look like in the end. But in the comments, choice A or choice B, hashtag vote choice A or hashtag vote choice B in terms of what you guys want to see in the design. And like I said, it's just something a little different to distinguish itself was an idea that I had. And yeah, we'll see how it turns out. So I'll meet you at the top. Welcome back, and I completed the design on the back, and this of course is the original choice A, so you get a view of that. Now let's shoot through here and swoop around so that we can see choice B. So there is that design with the little kind of crumbly edge pieces along the sides just to give a little splash of electric blue. So yeah, it's something different, and I want to know what you guys think of that design. So it kind of breaks it up a little bit, changes things in a way that gives us a little bit more, a little bit more uniqueness towards the other skyscrapers, in my opinion. But I want to know from you guys. Let me know in the comments and by the poll what you guys think is the best choice. So next thing we need to work on today is adding 2 more stories to the very top. So let's make that happen. Welcome back, and look at how high we are. We've added 2 additional stories onto the building, and things got pretty crazy. It took a long time to add all this extra because that's, the sides and the front and the back. But I'm really glad we did this because it is going to open up many new possibilities in terms of design. So when we've been building this, we've been talking about adding something to give ourselves a little bit of like a way of breaking up the kind of the same pattern over and over repeated upwards. So what we're going to do is every 3 windows, we're going to do a design going across, and then do that every 3 all the way up to the top. And it'll work out absolutely perfect by adding those 2 additional floors. Now, what we're working on now is the zigzag pattern, and that thing's a little more that thing's a little harder than it looks to build because you're trying to do it in the air. You need a lot of scaffolding, but we're starting to get that done. So unfortunately, it ends about 5 or 6 blocks short of the very top, whereas before, when the building, stopped at this point, before we added the 2 additional floors, it ended, appropriately right there. But that's okay. That's fine. We'll figure it out. How come I can't sample my blocks? Okay, there we go. Just gonna have to do it manually, the old-fashioned 2010 Minecraft way. There we go. So this is kind of the pattern. You just bring up the blue, and then you add just a little bit of gray along the back side. And yeah, one of the things would be nice if you guys could give me a little bit of a hand on is this design of this wall along here. And of course, it would be on the same side here. I don't know what to do with it. I'm kind of stuck in a way, if you will. And I'm really kind of struggling to come up with an idea. I don't want it to be too busy. I want it to be fairly simple. So these walls right here and there, I want something to be there, but be very simple. And if you guys have any ideas, please let me know because I'm kind of stuck at the moment. Anyway, I'm going to continue to work on this. Welcome back, and we're finishing up a little concrete production here at Cub's Concrete Machine. Unfortunately, 2 creepers have gone off in this area, so it's looking a little rough these days. Oh man, this poor concrete machine. Wow. It has truly had an interesting life. Anyway, let's fly over here because I've got an idea for some of these designs at these windows. So if I can give myself a little bit more height, we're gonna go at about, so that's 1, 2, 3. So we would go off of this window. If I can get myself a little higher, there we go. I think we're just high enough here. So 1, 2, 3, and then it'll be this column right there. So we'll smash into the window, and it's really simple. Just not gonna get too crazy. I'm just gonna wrap this design all the way around here like a wait. Is this? Oh my gosh, I just nearly had a heart attack. I thought this window over here was 1 block higher than the other. Oh my gosh, that would have been it. I would have rage quit Minecraft and never come back. Oh man. Okay, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Let's just take a deep breath. So there we go. I think if we do that design every 3 blocks upwards, I think it could look really sweet. So let's shoot over to the side here. Now on this side, I don't know exactly what we're going to do because it's quite a bit larger here. So if we do the same kind of philosophy, we take this around here like so, and we head into the center. That's where it gets a little tricky. Do we do something in here or only do it around the windows? I think that's something we'll just kind of come up with as we go along a little bit. So let's fly back out here just a little bit, swoop around. It definitely needs something in that centerpiece, but I'm not 100% sure what that might be. Gosh, isn't it great that we have these wings that we can, push ourselves back and get a deep perspective on the design, because that does actually really help. It's like painting on an easel, right? You want to step back every once in a while and see it from afar, and you'll of course see things in a much different light. I think what we could do is we could come in here like that, right? Okay. And then we could sneak that block in there like a so. A boom and a bam, just a little there. And oh, I got a little on that side. Okay. I think that could be it. So let's actually go down to the street level. There we go. This is why I have almost 15,000 flight kilometers in the server. I'm just constantly flying. So there we go. That's what we're going to do. Oh, that is going to look absolutely fantastic. So let me take this all the way up to the top and then we can finally, I promise, it's time for the hat. Now it is time to work on the top. So all the little pieces in the center of the building have been arranged and ready to go. So that leads us to this point right now. I've almost been slightly putting it off because this is going to be a very difficult project. But you know what's cool? Just looking down and seeing Scarlandia below us, that gives us a little inspiration and a little hope that we can do this together. So we're going to do a rounded top, right? We've talked about this before. The design on the skyscraper just kind of goes up and it loops back to the other one. I think it's a super interesting, unique design. And yeah, I'm pretty excited about this. Wait, why can't I sample? Oh, I have not taken any of them out of the box. I am a very scattered-brained person. There we go. All right, here we go. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to start with this. We're going to go up 4 blocks. That's 2, 3, 4. Bam! We're rocking now, my friends. We're on our way to success. All right, so as you can see, we're just going to slowly start working this across. Now, I did this design in a test world, just kind of playing with it a little bit. It was on a much different scaled building. I've changed quite a bit as we've been working here in the actual HermitCraft world. It was just kind of a few test designs in a test world. And I used plots, right? But plots is down as of now and for the last few days. So I'm kind of making this up as I go along. So that's 1. And then we're going to go up to 2. Okay. And then that is a 3. And you guessed it. That's a 4 right there. Bam. All right. Looking super sweet. And then going up 1 more block right here. Oh, man. Isn't it cool to kind of see Scarlandia in a way from so high up in the air? And it almost looks a little bit sad in a way because that's our original skyscraper there. And it looks so small. I think it's still actually one of my favorites. But yeah, it is rather small these days. So let's put that one down there. And then we're going to bring 3 blocks. Oh my gosh, we're just rolling along. And then, of course, we're going to go back up to another 3 and then up to the top for give or take around 9 to 11. So that'll be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm going to leave it at 9. That might change a little bit, but let's fly down here just a little bit. There we go. And swoop around on top of Sugarcane Tower. Oh, no, too much power. Oh, no. We had a little too much power there. All right, let's see it from the ground here. Oh, my gosh, I love it. You know, I might make a little alteration here or there, you know, just kind of playing with the design, but that is going to be so cool to see this arch all the way across. I think that is such a cool and unique design. So let me kind of bring it all the way across and then see if there's anything we might want to change. By the way, Cubfan gave me an idea. I was working on adding the 2 floors last night and he comes flying in. He's like, there's going to be a penthouse, right? And I'm like, well, there is going to be now. He's like, good, because if there's a penthouse, there has to be a party. And I really tried to fly there and didn't really work out as I'd intended and tried again and nothing. There we go. But yeah, we've definitely got to do the penthouse. One thing about this side of the building is these little cross pieces look a little bit busy next to this crazy, you know, crumbled design that we talked about in the beginning of the episode. I love that design, but with these cross pieces, it looks a little bit busy. So we'll have to figure that as we go along, but back up to the top here and let's bring this all the way across. The arch is all the way across, and I think that is a solid design. I think the arch has a really good proportion to it, so that worked out. The only thing I will change, I believe, is I'm going to take it down and build it up 2 blocks higher. That's going to give us a little more room at the top, and it's also going to allow us to build Cub's penthouse up there design. So I think that's going to be good because I've done quite a bit of looking kind of at the design, trying to figure out what we'll do. And I think just bringing it up just a little higher is going to make everything be a little bit more in line with the scale of the structure. And that'll give us, like I said, a little more room to work with in this section. And yeah, I think this is really good. Just needs to go up 2 more blocks. Welcome back to Good Times with Fail, and this is the Fail Scraper. That's right, it is full of fails and mistakes, unfortunately. So if you remember a clip or 2 ago, I spoke about I had a test of this skyscraper in a test world, but once we got into it, I changed a lot of dimensions and a lot of designs part of it. So that resulted in my original archway design that I had in mind not working. And I've been trying everything I can to save it. And unfortunately, there's no way. So we're going to try a few things. So the first thing I thought was we take this design going all the way across, and then we bring it in that same dimension all the way to the other side. That's not going to work. So where we're at now is putting a block right here and then taking that up, about 5, and then going up over here to another 4. So if I move over here, beautiful. That should actually work. So this interior is not going to be dirt. It is going to most likely be cyan. As much as I love dirt, it's not going to work in this case. So I think that'll be okay. So we need to redesign this archway. Was more of a test to reflect that design, but just increase the number by 2. And yeah, that was scary. For about an hour, I've been working on so many little dimensions and trying to save this design up here. It has been quite nerve-wracking, but I think we have finally solved it. Oh man, that's the problem, is like when you do come up with something beforehand, but then in the process you get inspired and you change and you evolve the design, you got to kind of remember to account for that with your roof design. So that's good tips with Scar right there. Avoid bad times with fails with Scar. So good tips with Scar avoids bad times with Scar. All right. Anyway, let me see if I can make something happen with this new design. After a lot of work, I think this is the design we're going to go with for the archway, and I am very confident in this one. I'm really confident that this is going to be it. This is the good design. So one of the things we're going to do now is start the very top. So replacing the dirt, of course, with a little bit of cyan terracotta, and we're going to loop that all the way around, and we'll have kind of the dome shaped around. So next thing we'll need to do is figure out how to do the little archway in the center here, which is going to be quite small, and we don't have to put too much thought there, but that'll have to come after we build this section. Now, if we fly over to Sugarcane Tower, we can take a look at, let's see here. This is the tricky part. So once we have the dome assembled, right, we'll need to build like a flat like facade all the way across. So making that look like something other than just a blank wall, which once we get the terracotta down, it'll be that. So if we could figure out a way to make some kind of cool design that also goes across, maybe with a little electric blue, so take that blue stripe and make it go all the way around and connect with the other side, like that would be really cool. Or potentially like a little doorway there. We kind of have a Tony Stark inspired penthouse up at the top, which we were talking about earlier. So something like that could be cool, and we need to put some thought towards that for sure. And as the sun sets here, I will be off to work on the top and creating the dome and seeing what can inspire me for this little piece of the build. Welcome back, and as you can see, the dome is wrapped all the way around and it is starting to look pretty good. Of course, there's a lot of little modifications that I'd like to make, and let's take a quick land right over here. We're gonna need to bring out a little bit of dirt scaffolding to work our way around the edge. So the cleanup that I'm talking about is these columns over here, of course. So those ones will need a little bit of fixing up, and maybe we could even wrap something around coming out of them just to kind of tie them into the roof line. So continuing to work around the edge here. There we go. Put a little light down for you. So as you can see, I pushed this out one more block. So originally it was one single block out of that central block that we showed before. So out of that particular one. So I added one additional block going that way. And then around the back, I have this one going upwards like so. Potentially we could even bring in another block and just continue this shape. This, what was it? Is this 3 blocks wide? Oh, this is 3 blocks wide. I didn't realize it was that wide. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll think about it. But taking that basic shape right there and then bringing it all the way around, I think is actually coming out. This has been a long time of like kind of figuring things out. Not a lot of block placements, but just a lot of thought and a lot of trial and error. So the next thing we're gonna do, wait, no, that's the wrong block there, Scar. Do I not have? I never have what I need in my inventory today. Okay, now I have all the things that I've ever dreamed of in life. Okay, so next thing we're gonna do here is we're gonna start taking these blocks and then filling in this whole area. Now, one kind of unfortunate thing with this whole, adding a roof business, is it's cast a shadow in the central area, and it no longer has that electric blue light that kind of shined in here. It's all in shadow now. So the blue kind of disappears. So we need to think about lights and getting lighting into that area. But yeah, so let me start sealing this in, and boy, oh boy, we are getting there finally. This is super cool. We just took one giant step towards the completion of the Skyscraper. So this area is all filled in and looking super fancy. So let's take a little land here. Now, we need to move into the hardest phase of all, and that is trying to take the detail that is down here with all the windows and the electric blue and all these little details, right? We need to incorporate them into this wall. And I don't know how to do that yet. So what I think we're gonna try to do is just lay things out with dirt, like just get really simple with it. So if we fly on down the sugarcane tower, we can get a bit of a perspective. So if we take maybe that blue line right there and use the dirt as kind of a guide, we can maybe make a little design that goes across, just something to tie in all the things down below into that upper portion. Now, it doesn't have to be as detailed, it just needs to convey the same feeling as these lower pieces into this area, because as of now, it'll be a little blank, a little boring. So yeah. Oh man, this thing's tough. I don't know if you can see it. Oh no, I logged out. I've died multiple times today. Elytras have broken, so I'm on another new elytra. And if elytras break up there, it's a long way down, my friends. Would not recommend. So yeah, I'm gonna continue to work on this, continue to kind of figure out the patterns, and hopefully we get something pretty darn cool out of it. Welcome back, and as the fog clears around the Skyscraper, you can see that we finally got ourselves a design up on this top portion. And I think it is looking pretty darn good. Now, of course, our little zigzags in here, I need to come up with a way of lighting it up there so you can still see the blue. So I put a few torches on there, just gauging how much light would be necessary to bring it back to where it once was. So I'm definitely going to think about that. And yeah, I am really happy with this for now. There's a couple little modifications where we might have a little opening right there with like an elytra platform that you could jump off of, and things along those lines that I think we can work on once we start building in the interior of the Skyscraper. But as far as the exterior, for now, it is done, and I'm very pleased with it. We can now look up and see the Skyscraper. R2's brain of sorting is finally covered up. It is no longer just sticking up here. I'm no longer embarrassed about my base anymore, and that makes me happy. Like if a hermit wants to come over here, I'm not like, hey, let's meet at the community area, or how about we go to your base? No, like I'm proud of this. Like if somebody wanted to come over, like I'll be, yeah, come on over. Like it's not an embarrassment to me anymore. And that's kind of a cool feeling. So yeah, guys, I hope you like that. Let's take one look real quick before we head off to Mumbo's to give him his order book. There we go, or not his order, but his free landscape. There we go. I really like this side of the build. This is my favorite side of it, or angle. I think this side came out really, really nice. And if we shoot all the way to the top, you can see we've taken that blue and then wrapped it all the way around. And that is, yeah, that is super fantastic. So let me go find Mumbo's base, because every time I've tried to go there, I've gotten super lost, and give him his free landscape for the garage door. Welcome to the undersea layer of the spoon, and I found a place to put our book here. So I think this is a thoroughfare of his base. So let's read the book here. Let's grab that, open her up, and hey, Mumbo, thank you for the amazing garage door for the CDF HQ. I completed the parkour course in 96 attempts. My time was 20 seconds, but I do believe it was 18 seconds. So if that is true, go back to that video, time it, and let me know in this video. Hashtag parkour time, and let me know, or you could shoot it to me on Twitter. But I really think it was, but we need a scientific, impartial look at it. So please make that happen. Anyway, for a real payment, move on, there we go. I'm giving you a free terraforming project. This can be redeemed now or in a future season. Examples of previous landscapes can be Red Dogs, Wells's Cave, Impulse's Modern Mansion, Tango's Keep, all the things that we did in season 4. If there's something that I missed, let me know, but I think that is the majority of the landscape jobs that we have done here on the server. And yeah, so those are the jobs, so we can look at those if there's anything that appeals to him. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching today as we worked on the Skyscraper. Lots of challenges, ups and downs, but I'm really, really pleased with the way it came out. So Until next time, this has been Good Times with Scar, and I always really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch my videos, and if you believe the videos are the rating, that would be much appreciated. And until next time, we'll see you later, and don't forget to subscribe, because you may just become scarred for life.